Welcome back to Mike Makes. This week we decided to do something a little bit different. I put out a challenge on Instagram for a dollar store diorama. I was at the dollar store one day and I just started getting some stuff. We made this guy and he is completely contained in a glass vase. You want to check out the build? Let's go. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike. Welcome to Mike Makes. kind of screwed up. I did not see all of these mold lines until after I primed them. And they kind of want to be mounted him to the base, and then I primed everything together, and then that's when all the mold lines decided to show up. So part mold. Alright, so what I've got here is the flesh wash from Army Painter, and I don't really use it a lot. I normally make my own, but I kind of think the browns, because this guy's going to be green, and I think the brown undertones will look good on him. Probably I hit a couple of these rocks, like real sporadic. I don't want to cover the whole thing, but you know, I mean, they're getting painted too, so they kind of need some depth. I don't know what it is about Army Painter washes. They smell sweet. You almost want to eat them. I don't know what that is. I wonder, like a glycerin. I know somebody's probably going to comment and be like, he is using way too much wash, but you know what? I like the way it looks. I don't care if it takes 3 days to dry. No. Comes to this guy, try not to critique me too hard, because I definitely do not consider myself a leader in this whole thing. I'm still learning myself. I've only been doing this craft for about 6 months, maybe 5. But I fell in love with it. I mean, I've been a musician all my life, and it's always gotten me into trouble. I found this craft, and that's all she wrote for me. I love it. Alright, there we go. I think that will do nicely. Now we're going to set this guy to the side. This thing needs a little bit of work. So basically, all of this is skewers, dowel rods, and toothpicks. I glued them in place, and then hot glue. Yeah, we're gonna go through and kind of trim up some of these straight pieces. Okay, so we've got this guy, and I've really been struggling a lot. He's gonna go in this, but when I put this ball on here, I really didn't have like a predetermined reason for putting the ball there. And I just kind of started realizing that it just didn't make any sense unless it had a point. So basically, that's what we're gonna be doing right now, is trying to figure out what the point is. And I've got a good idea. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to attach this, and what this is I buy these lights at the Dollar Tree, and most of the time I don't use these goosenecks. I buy them because they're cheap lights, and take my Dremel, shave all this down, and have a battery pack and a light. But I've actually gotten this one left over from another project, so we're gonna try to figure out if we can trim it down and get this guy to fit down here and have this come out of his back without screwing anything up. That's the main goal, is not screw it up. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so basically what I've come up with is we're gonna take the Dremel and we're gonna Dremel into this and hopefully secure it. I actually thought it was hollow, but the fact that it is solid is a lot better actually. So that'll work. You can't find your accelerant, baking soda. It's the best thing on the planet. That'll at least situate it. To where we can just check it out real quick. See exactly how much of this we're gonna need. Let's actually measure this. 1 inch, 3 inches. Okay, so as you can see, I've butchered my lid. Basically, I didn't like the fact that I had about this much clearance from his back to that. So what I did is the middle section that was dropping it down, I took that out. It's gonna be about like that. So it looks like it's gonna kind of go into like the back of his neck, maybe a little bit lower once everything is said and done. If you haven't subscribed already, now's the perfect time to go and hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and check up right here in the top right hand corner and check out some more of our videos. Moment of truth. Hey. You know, I think right there in about the middle of his spawn, I think is about how we're gonna work this. And for that, you get to break out the drill. Hole is drilled. Now I'm just gonna widen it out with the Dremel. Dremels hate that. Hate that. Man, I thought I went all the way through it. Huh. Kind of makes him look like that's what's keeping him in prison. That is awesome. Cool. Now, you know it fits, you know everything reaches. Now we clean it up. I've actually used, this is the most that I've used this stuff since I've had it. Just a little bit. Don't want a lot. I'm very sparing when it comes to my supplies because, like I said before, I am a regular guy. I do not make a lot of money. I have enough money to fund my hobby, and that's about it. I mix this stuff up really, really good, whether it's this stuff or green stuff, or even if it's an actual, like a JB Weld putty, which I've used before for grass. This is black and white. It turns like a medium gray when it's all mixed. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to use a dab of super glue just to kind of hold it in place for a second. I don't care who you are, that looks cool, but it's not the way we're gonna leave it. If I could get it to stay there, that'd be great. Oh man, that's perfect. That is awesome. Perfect fit. Glues all the way down. That just kind of puts it all together for me. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it look the part. So I'm just gonna roll out a couple little snakes of this putty. Just these little ball styluses like this, they work really, really good. Might have to keep them wet, depending on what kind of putty you're using. It does like to stick to the metal sometimes, but they do sell plastic ones, or you just do like I do, and just lick it. So all I'm doing is I'm going around. I'm just going around and just kind of smoothing it out as I go. With a little snake. And this is gonna make this thing like ultra secure. So if you didn't want to put this in a glass and you just wanted to mount it like this, you would be perfectly fine. So I mean that is just, that's too cool. Like I almost don't even want to put it in a glass. Like that is good job, Mike. Good job. Once you get it all sprayed it out, you could put a little bit of moisture on your stylus, and like I said, I just lick it. Some people would probably rather use oil or water or something, but you just kind of work it back and forth, just kind of smooth it out, almost like it's made into him. Now, as far as the ball itself, I am going to go around with a little snake, but much, much, much smaller. I'm not going to accentuate that very much at all. You really don't even need to, because I mean, yeah, you can see it, but the size hole I drilled, it fit it perfectly. So I'm not gonna go crazy with it. It could be an alternate universe where everything is upside down. I'm telling you, this stuff will hold anything. Just about it. I'm not gonna claim anything, so I don't want anybody mad at me when it doesn't work, but it works really well for me. So Procreate, buddy, it works. Sorry, green stuff. I've never used your product. I do not know. All I know is this Procreate works really good for me. Okay, so the next thing I want to tackle is his scythe. Really, all I want to do, I might be able to do super low, or actually, just a tiny little bead. And my glue gun's cold, but that's fine. Tiny little bead right there, and just hold it. Go. That looks pretty gnarly to me. If I'm not mistaken, I think at the beginning of this build I said we're going to make him look as gnarly as possible, and I think that right there is probably good to go. Okay, so what I've done, I did a little bit of work off camera. What I've done is I took, this is dollar store too, just regular old caulking, acrylic caulking, multi-purpose, and I went through and I filled in all the gaps on the bases on the top and bottom. It'll dry, it's acrylic, it's paintable, so we're probably gonna just go ahead and paint it once it's dry. And I haven't figured out what to do with the top yet. I have an idea, but I'm not 100%. I don't know if it's gonna work. And then I want to think about lighting. I have some ideas, but it's gonna take more modifications, and I'm pretty ready to wrap up this build. Yeah, so far so good. Everything is holding. Everything is very, very sturdy. So, okay, so I guess since we are waiting for this acrylic to dry, we're gonna work on the top. Really don't have an idea. I kind of had an idea, but there's a piece that I'd saved for something more sci-fi, and I cannot find it. So, that being said, we're gonna try to do something else. We got some sprues. I got several of them, and I like this one because it's got the circle in the center of it. Kind of looks cool. So we're gonna chop that up. We also got, like, we call it granny grading, and some other like little just bits and bobs, and got this thing, and we're just gonna try to kind of deck out the top so it matches. So it's kind of sci-fi looking. Probably like make some pipes and just different configurations. So let's get to building. Good. Even though we all have a comfort zone, mine normally being mountains and rocks and things like that, don't be afraid to play with other genres, with other mediums. Me personally, I never do dioramas, hardly ever. I like bases. But something like this was a dollar store action figure and a dollar store ink pen that I cut the top off of, and a dollar store vase. We have sprues and a jewel from the dollar store. That's it. Everything on this jar came from the Dollar Tree. So don't be scared to step out of your comfort zone. You never know. Something great might happen. This is Mike Makes signing off. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad. Y'all take care.